Seem like every captain gotta maintain the cap. You can make change, don't change for that. Tell the whole truth, get paid for that. Bet you never fall off, you was made for that. You gotta be who you really be, shine from the inside. Cause niggas ain't really who they say on the outside. You gotta be who you really be, shine from the inside.
Are you actually autistic? I thought we were just making jokes this whole time.
He can draw a mean pony.
Welcome back, all you piss ants, to the Madhouse Podcast, where we talk about nothing important or essential to life as a whole. And to that I say cheers. So we're going to start this week off by, first of all, recognizing missing Rodney this week. He
What a shame.
I know. He just had his, I think, like 7th or 13th fucking kid. I forget. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, man. Big Rod got a big farm. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, his wife Miriam just had a baby today, actually, the day we're recording, and so for that, big shout out to Rodney.
Cheers.
And Miriam, she did all the fucking work. Let's face it.
Congratulations.
You can't forget Raleigh.
I'm sorry? Who?
You forgot Raleigh.
My bad. Okay. And we've also come to find out that Boots, I don't know, he's just irresponsible because we do it the same time every week. And whatever excuse he has is soft as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So, speaking of soft as fuck, you might notice we have a special guest this week. It's our buddy Ray. Ray, say hi to our
Audience.
We don't know what to call them yet. We don't have much of fans either. So.
Minions? What's up, friends? I'm Ray. I met these degenerates through the car scene. Through the Euro car scene, to be exact. I got into the car scene when I had my Genesis Coupe, which they vehemently made fun of, even though I love that car and still do. And then they peer pressured me into buying a Audi A6. Sorry, I have an A6. It's the basic bitch model, but hey, it's at least a 3.0 instead of a 2.0. Right? You got to give me some credit there.
Do we?
I like all the, yeah, you kind of do. I also
facade in the yard. Fine.
I'm like into like everything that guys like, so like fucking like video games and all kinds of other shit like that, and subscribing to Jeremy's OnlyFans. So do that if you haven't already. I don't know, bro.
Man, right here.
Like I'm pretty average. I'm not gonna lie. So like that's really about it. We'll find out more about me. I'm sure.
You're the perfect guest for our show, then.
Married with 7 kids, also, or what?
I'm married. I do not have a little demon halfling yet of my own, but I'm working on that. Trying. Actually, I'm not. I'm actually not right now, but I plan to. I plan to.
He's like, oh wait, go back.
I witnessed, Rodney's, like you described a farm. I'm just not sure if I'm ready for that yet. So,
nobody is until you are.
Fair enough. That's fair.
So yeah, I got 3. Not nearly. I would not farm status by any stretch. But,
there's more of you.
Yeah, unfortunately, the crazy fox. Yeah, one of them is 2 biological, and then I have a stepson who is 12, and I met him on his 5th birthday, I want to say. So
you met him?
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a hazy decade. So anyway, but yeah, no, I mean, I was. As far as I know, and as far as he knows, I'm his dad. His bio dad is in and out, and
okay.
What the fuck ever he is. I don't know. So, not my problem.
Good on you for taking on that duty.
See, I thought you were the bio dad, and you just ran off for 5 years, and then came back and met him on his birthday. But I don't think you're that much of a piece of shit. So maybe I was wrong for assuming that.
Big piece of shit. It just doesn't stink that much. I don't know. So anyway, so now you have a 2002 Audi A6.
That's right. It's a 20. It's a 2016. Okay, first off. And second off, okay, I've installed a grill on it, okay? So, yeah, take that.
Baller moves.
That's as far as
based on the looks of things, there ain't a whole bunch you wouldn't accept with just a grill. Anyway, Will, why don't you kick us off this week in the news?
All right. So I'm taking you all the way to India for this story, particularly New Delhi, where an Indian couple longing for grandchildren sues his son and his son's wife, to be particular. But yeah, a retired Indian couple is suing their son and daughter-in-law, demanding that they produce a grandchild within a year or pay them 50 million rupees, which is equivalent to $675,000.
Yeah. What the fuck? Why?
They just want grandchildren that bad, bro.
I know, but surely a judge isn't entertaining this, right?
I don't know.
I'd believe it. I really would.
The world is a crazy place. But I mean, I don't. Even if they have grandchildren, you think they're gonna want them to be part of their life at that point? So you tried to sue me.
Bro, you know what? As the son, I'd have a hard time not feeling like that was hell appointed. You know what I mean? Hey, I never got the son I wanted, so give me some grandkids that are worthy, maybe? You know? What the fuck, man?
Oh, no.
It's I wasn't enough?
Yeah. Fuck out of here.
All right.
So,
Jeremy, what you got?
I don't know if you guys have noticed. That's a silly question. So, Ray, the ice cream department at Walmart.
Yes. Yes.
Have you seen the new Rainbow Pride ice cream as well as the special edition Juneteenth ice cream?
So I've seen articles about this, but I never read into it because I don't know. I was just okay, I don't even want to know what this is. So please elaborate.
Apparently, people are pretty pissed off about Juneteenth ice cream.
But why?
Why? It's ice cream.
I don't know. It's okay, so then I looked. I thought maybe is it I don't know, chocolate malt liquor and Newports? Is this a pointed fucking what is the big deal about this ice cream and why are we so angry at it? And so, but it's red velvet and cheesecake. It sounds fucking delicious.
Bro, that's the best flavor.
That's what I'm saying. There's nothing that I can see. Maybe I'm dumb and I don't know, but
that's fair. Yeah, sure.
Nothing about the packaging, nothing about it insinuates that it's done in jest. Celebration edition, Juneteenth ice cream. Yellow, red, and green stripes. I guess that's I don't know. I don't know if that maybe is the trigger. But people are pretty fucking pissed off about it.
So I'm not following. What are they actually mad about? Do we know
apparently
that?
It was insensitive. And so Walmart has issued a public apology, and
of course
they're no longer pulling the Juneteenth ice cream off the shelf.
I mean, I could see if they had something insensitive ass shit on there or something. Then you could be yeah, that's you're disrespecting the month.
It's
but
it
they're
made of
just
fucking banana, chocolate and bananas, and you know what I mean, or like it was like really like a
Yeah.
yeah,
really,
sure,
really like
but
toying
like
with the thin line of stereotypes, or even maybe if the packaging, the marketing was kind of insensitive or pointed. Like, I get it, but I don't fucking see it. But they're pulling it off the shelves. So,
so are they
and then
arguing that it's like
speaking,
are they arguing that it's not good enough? Like it's not like dedicated enough, or like
I don't know. That's all I got. That's all they said was
okay,
that
okay.
there were complaints of that it was insensitive, and they pulled it. And then, in other news, as of May 22nd, there are no longer any payphones in New York.
I saw an article about that. I
Whoa.
skimmed over it
Yeah,
though.
yeah. I
That's
mean, it's not super interesting, but it's been a slow week, all things considered, in wacky news
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
And so, yeah, there's as of May 22nd, no longer is there a like regular manual payphone on the corner anywhere in New York City. And then they're all of these. The project started in 2016 to remove all of the old payphones and replace them with like a Linksys like mobile hotspot in the city type of thing. So
I mean, sure. I mean, I can't
it's just
imagine.
it's kind of crazy to think about though, because it's kind of a
how far
staple.
we've come, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
in such a short amount of time.
that's interesting. Well, my story doubles up as Karen of the week. This is sent to me
Ooh, I
by
like these.
Rodney, who's missing. Um,
Who supplied the rod? Say it again. What were you just saying?
uh, there was a Florida woman named Tianis Jones who's
Oh, I
22
feel
years
bad,
old.
sweetheart.
Ooh. Well, she placed an online order and they messed it up. So, instead of going in there and being like, hey, you guys kind of fucked up my order, she stormed in there and she was yelling at everybody. And she eventually went behind the counter and started throwing cups at people and was just causing a huge scene. Um, and it was just insane. And so they finally convinced her to leave. But as she was leaving, she lifted up her top and started twerking and then left because that's how you make an exit.
um,
I
So,
did see that story.
that's
I did see
I'm
that
so
story.
confused.
Yeah,
yes,
there's no sense to it too.
from now on, when I get mad at somebody, I'm going to lift my top and start twerking at them to let
That's
them
the
know who's
answer.
boss.
Yeah, really set
Um,
the precedence. You know what I mean? Like control the room. You know?
a deputy
Oh,
made a sly comment, by the way, saying she was a few fries short of a Happy Meal. And that's our Karen of the week.
no.
There
Oh
were there
dear
were
God.
other catchphrases that they threw in there, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was pretty great. So definitely look that one up if you got time.
Okay.
So yeah, make
That's
sure
a
to twerk at
crazy.
people when you're mad at them.
So our wacky news this week is a little lackluster than usual, just because the story this week is kind of a sad thing that we have to report on something like this 2 weeks in a row. Report on like we're official or some shit, right? get your official news from the Madhouse podcast.
Oh yeah,
And so as everybody knows, there was a shooting in Uvalde, Texas, at an elementary school. 19 students and 2 faculty members were killed in the attack. Um, there's a lot of information here. There's a lot of things getting put out. The biggest kind of contributor to why there's some kind of skewed information that's coming out about this is because the shooter was an 18-year-old male, had no connection whatsoever to this elementary school. As far as I've read, didn't have any siblings that went there. They themselves didn't go to that particular school at any point. Like, Miss Sheila's gonna get it, and this was like revenge in some type of way. Granted, this is all very fresh. We record these podcasts on a Thursday, so this just happened not yesterday, but the day prior. So, as of right now, they still have no motive whatsoever. They have no anything. They're digging through this kid's what they can find as far as social media on him, people that knew him. Oh, he also killed his grandmother just before leaving the house. He killed his grandmother. He actually got into a car accident right outside the school, fled the scene of the car accident, entered the school, and started shooting. Some people are saying that this was a orchestrated event by who fucking knows, who cares, I don't know, that this was an orchestrated event in order to re-stir up the gun laws dispute in this country. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'll leave it at that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So look, as Pro 2A, I've got guns. I kind of think the conspiracy thing is a little absurd. It's not impossible. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is not impossible. It's not out of the realm. But I don't think that happened. As far as it being, I personally don't think it was orchestrated. It's fucked up. That's for one. But that's the thing, is that we've got a mental health issue here. That's what it boils down to. Because you can take all the guns away you want, even if you get that far. Good luck. If you get that far. But the thing is that it's a mental health issue, and our healthcare system sucks. We all know this. And kids get bullied all the time, and people don't take them seriously until they, till shit happens, right? So that's my take on it. I think that's the underlying cause. It's not necessarily a gun problem. It's more of a mental health issue that we have to take care of.
A lot of the proposed, no pun intended, but trigger laws that are sure to follow should they open this can of worms in some kind of federal court. There isn't a proposed law in any books that I've read. Certainly over the last couple of years, not anything new in the last 72 hours. None of them would have prevented this from happening.
That's 100% right. You're
Now,
100% right.
And that's unfortunate. It is, one of the big things about our country, everybody's like, land free, home brave. But yeah, there's like dozens and dozens of other countries that are free as well. So I don't hold a bunch of weight into that. But having privately owned firearms is definitely a relatively American thing. One thing that is apparently an American thing is these types of shootings, right? These types of attacks. Now, you could argue that even if every firearm within the confines of the United States just hocus pocus fairy godmothered itself and dissolved overnight, would these types of actions continue to take place? And to that, I say, I want to believe no. I really want to believe no. But at the end of the day, it's just not. What I will continue to call a semi-automatic rifle will always be the easiest tool, but it's not the only tool. they bomb the fuck out of people. They will any kind of improvised explosives or shit like that. Like there are other means to do it. So I don't think that completely fucking eliminating firearms is the answer. If they could, in this fantasy world and that actually happened, anything short of that will just be that much more ineffective in my mind. Now, I don't know what the answer is though.
It's primarily because weapons aren't the root cause. It's humans. The weapon's
Sure.
not by itself going into a school and shooting people. It's all done via humans. You take away all the weapons, like you said, humans are going to find another way to cause damage. So, unfortunately, trying to fix humans is not easy, if even possible. You can aid and help, but
I mean, it's true, and that's why, like, these people, bullying each other and shit like that, like that's got to be taken seriously, especially in schools. I hear all the time about how parents have kids in schools and they're bullied. I was bullied too. I mean, I'm sure everybody at some point has been bullied somewhere, right? Or at least most people, and maybe besides Jeremy. But you know,
Oh, I got
that's
picked
the
on a
thing.
lot. It's okay.
You did.
I just learned how to fight.
Well, there you go. But the thing is that needs to be taken seriously by the schools. The schools don't take that shit seriously at all. They really don't.
You'd be surprised. So
Maybe it's
nowadays,
not, I'm not saying that they don't always, but what I'm saying is that most of the cases that I've heard, they don't take it seriously. They might give them a slap on the wrist and then that's it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So, and that's not the only cause. I mean, I'm sure there's other causes. It's how you're brought up. You have a shitty childhood. It doesn't help either.
I still believe that, yes, while the schools should help and they should take it seriously, putting so much focus on that is not the root cause. The root cause is parenting.
Sure.
Parenting and the child's upbringing. Not necessarily yes, I agree. The school should help. The school should use all of its resources that it can to ensure that children are getting the attention and the stuff they need. But it boils down to parenting.
And what do you guys think on as far as like background checks and things like that? You guys think they should be a little bit more strict? Do you guys think it should stay the same? I mean, what do you guys think on that?
Well, how does that apply in this situation, though? The child was what?
He did
17?
buy them.
18?
He did buy them legally, didn't he? And I'm not saying that's the problem. I'm wondering what you guys think on that.
I don't. Even if they were quote more strict, or we had more, I don't know. I guess disqualifiers, if you will, in terms of what is on people's background check that would allow them to buy a gun or not buy a gun legally. And even then, that's through an FFL. Like, you can still buy guns secondhand and not go through any kind of transfer, and then that just circumvents that entirely.
True.
Now, you can make
Absolutely
that
right.
illegal too, but
I mean,
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, laws only apply to people that follow the law.
Yeah,
if you didn't already follow the law, then more laws won't fix the person who doesn't follow the law. Like, that's
right. Yeah, no, you're
that's
right.
the whole definition of a criminal.
Yeah,
So I've heard some propositions in regards to we need armored guards and ACPs at the elementary school, access control points.
Okay.
I feel like my elementary school aged child would be much more afraid on a day-to-day basis of having some fucking washed up commando at the front door of every fucking opening of the school than they would be at this hypothetical, whatever. Not hypothetical, but I don't know that elementary school kids are all that aware. Even if they do watch the news, do they really process what that means? You know what I mean? Do they really process, oh shit, that actually happened at a school? That could happen to me tomorrow if I go to school.
I mean, I think it's so hard for like some adults to process that, so probably not, So, but I do agree with you. That's probably like having some retired military guy or whoever, or armed guard, whoever, just at every point of entry at the school. That I don't know
Now,
that.
Did this kid survive?
Do what?
He was shot by the responding police officers.
Shot and killed, or
Yeah, he's dead.
But apparently he was plated up.
Yeah, I heard about that too. He had an a vest on,
which which you can buy completely legally. There's no, and as there shouldn't, I don't think. I mean, but they made it seem like that was such a big deal. I guess in retrospect, it was a big deal because this was so well planned and executed.
Yeah.
Which is why people are thinking
that
this is a little too ahead of what an 18-year-old's capability with no known motive.
Well, I was watching, I think it was a TikTok video of a guy going over like just the cost of some of the stuff that he bought. And
I heard he had like a
way out of his
rifle.
Yeah. It's like, man, I don't even want to spend that money now.
yeah, I know.
And it's like, how is he getting the funds for this? So, I mean, I can see where the concern is. It's like, where did he get this money to purchase all this stuff?
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
that is kind of a mystery. Like that's super odd, Now we really think about it, like it didn't really hit me before, but like thinking about that now, like where did he get that from? Like that's. I
think it's more odd because of the options on the market, like because you can, like that kid could have easily gotten a $500 AR. Just to complete this task. He knew damn good and well he wasn't walking away from the day.
Mm-hmm.
So why buy a $3,000 rifle?
Why played up at all if he wasn't expecting to come out?
Right, exactly.
And
there wasn't going to be any return fire from the fucking elementary school kids. He just wanted a longer standoff with the cops, with the security guards?
Yeah, I don't know. And that's why I asked if he survived, because if it were for his, 15 minutes of fame, because that's a totally different subject too, by itself, is just the media coverage and how they almost idolize it.
Yeah.
I mean,
they really do.
That's just been a common problem for the longest time.
But what's the answer to that? Like, you can't, like...
Yeah, I know. And these types of things are going to make... about.
Yeah, I mean, these types of things are going to make national news 100% of the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, I can't even really blame the media outlets. They're doing their job of telling the news.
Certainly.
Now, how they conduct it, that's a totally different story.
That's where it comes in,
Yeah, but
how so, Ray?
Well, I mean, of course, you've got your major news outlets, right, which are all biased, by the way. Yeah, in my opinion, just completely biased. Every single one of them. They all have their own agenda, right? So they're all going to push whatever they want you guys to listen to, they want us to listen to what they say. You know what I mean? So You know, obviously CNN's going to report it differently than Fox News. You know, and that's just the one way they're going to push their agendas, whether it happened, you know, coincidentally, whether it was really that kid on his own, or like Jeremy pointed out earlier, if it was orchestrated. Either way, they're going to push whatever agenda they've got, right? So,
I
you
wouldn't even
know,
call it their agenda, though. I imagine it's whoever's getting paid, or whoever's paying, I should say.
So I
I can see
mean,
that, yeah. But
who stands to gain?
That's speculation. Yeah,
sure,
I don't know. That's the frustrating part is who would gain anything from this?
I don't know. There's got to be a change. I don't know what it is though.
Mhm.
You know, if most schools are completely locked down from the outside, and you have to like go through the office to get in, and even then they'll like buzz you in type of thing.
Yeah.
True.
I don't even know that solves the answer too. You know, like they teach you. I don't know about Ray, but I know when you go to like a concealed carry license class, they tell you, you know, of the benefits of concealed carrying is that you're not an immediate target, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to go stick up a liquor store and fucking Will was standing in line with a 1911 on his hip, guess what? I'm dropping that motherfucker the instant I walk in the door.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? So if I'm going to go, if my target is now an armed building, listen, the three of you guys are going first, and I'll make a point to drop you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what
where
happened
there's
with
a
the
will,
Buffalo
there's a
shooting.
way. And I hate to say that the criminal is always going to outsmart the laws, but by nature, the criminal is always going to outsmart the laws. So I don't know, man. I don't even know how to speak on this topic anymore because
It's conflicting.
I don't know. I just don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Even if you were to say you can't buy a gun until you're 30, right? Even if that ends up being the case, you have to be 30 years old. You have to get out of your even adult adolescent phase. And this is when we feel like this is the most, you know, you're more mature and you can do that. You still voted 18, by the way. But say 30, right? Let's just spitball and say you got to be 30 years old to buy a gun. That just means you have to be 30 years old to get a new gun. All of the guns that exist don't disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
And that's why I
yeah.
say, even if we fairy godmothered every last fucking gun off the face of the earth, would that fix the problem? Would it really? Because I can Google how to make a fucking bomb now.
Or they'll
And
just
the
make
blueprints of the
guns.
school are public information.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's obviously taking guns away is not the solution. I mean, obviously that's $1 million question is how do you fix it? I don't even know if there's a real answer, you know, but like I pointed out earlier, I think addressing people's mental health and taking them seriously. Like for instance the Buffalo shooter, I mean he invited 15 people in his Discord and they accepted that and they didn't take him seriously and it's speculated that they even, you know, joined in to watch, you know, and it's like
Well, we
you're
we had
not
a
taking
long
this man seriously, you
we
know.
also had a long discussion on that on when it is appropriate to step in and when it isn't.
Am I
Oh, I
lagging?
don't know. I don't know
That's a
if like
hard one too.
if one of y'all's, you know, even because I don't know who jokes around about that. I would never joke around and say, yeah, I'm gonna go, you know, do whatever. You know, if I ever said anything like that, I'd expect one of you motherfuckers to call 911 and be like, hey, this dude's crazy. He just told me this. You know, we might need to intervene, kind of thing. You know, and how far that takes it, I don't know. But at least
Right.
you know that you tried, and you're like, hey, I at least tried. I said something. Versus if I went and actually did said thing, and then you know, like 15 people are dead, and it's just like, well, damn, I could have said something. You know, and so that's
You
what
know,
I mean by
if
getting
you get a
taken seriously.
message like, "Hey, sorry to ask you like this, but do you know where I can find some baby powder?"
I would expect you as a grown adult to know where you can get baby powder, but
Oh yeah,
I mean,
no, of
whatever.
course. I mean, that's the takeaway.
So that's I mean, it's sad that we have to even talk about this, and our condolences to the families out there who lost loved ones for this and other events similar to this. Our full condolences to you guys, and it's sad that we have to endure this. And I wish there was some kind of easy solution where we just be like, all right, done, where both sides can be happy. But that's and there might not even be a solution
But
at
they're
all.
not
Who
gonna.
knows?
And as much as
Right.
I'm pro Second Amendment or whatever, I don't know. I have lots of guns, and I feel like I've always owned guns, and I didn't really like grow up around guns necessarily, but they were, I knew people that had them, and I would shoot sporadically in my, my childhood, and it wasn't until I was an adult that I was like, "Fuck yeah, this is fun. I like this."
Right.
It's strictly sporting for me. I just like to target shoot. It's a good time. I like long range rifles. I like to go trap and skeet shooting on my shotguns, and I have a handgun that I keep in the car. But this is it's almost it is impossible to deny the role that privately owned firearms have in these types of events. You just can't ignore that. I don't know what that means. I don't know, and I know that taking them away won't necessarily fix the problem, but it might slow it down quite a fucking bit. And so then I present that question to you: would you forfeit your guns to know that another fucking elementary school would never get shot up again? And how
Absolutely,
far does
100%.
that?
That's a tough question.
If
You know,
it was guaranteed that nobody else would be part of a mass shooting, absolutely, I would give up mine 100%. If it was guaranteed, but you can't guarantee something.
I was gonna say that's the catcher right there. If it's guaranteed, then
if it's guaranteed, absolutely, I would. Every single one of them, all the ammo, all of it, absolutely.
If it's not guaranteed, then
if it's not,
then you're just disarming the public, right?
That's
Who
right.
stands to gain from that?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Which is
Yeah.
why there's a lot of, obviously the fucking extreme left and right wingers in this one that are suggesting that this is all an orchestrated event to raise a political agenda. Is what it is. I feel like we've kind of hacked on this enough. We've definitely gone over it last week quite a bit. And I felt like we were, it was our obligation to address this just one more time, seeing as how it just happened this week.
Yeah.
On that note, we're going to shift gears just a little bit for the back half of the podcast this week. But Ray, let's dig into this Genesis coupe you had. Do your parents know you're gay, or is this like? Did you come out later in life?
So it actually
we're all
happened.
pro LGBTQ TIA plus or whatever. I forget what the most current acronym is. Man,
that's funny. It's funny you say that. My friend told me that they have a new acronym now. By the way, it is
LGBTQIA.
LGBTQIA 2S plus.
What's the
two?
two?
The two
that's
is
the new Samsung, bro. I was gonna order that,
bro.
I just not to.
Listen, we don't have a problem with obviously the community, like the pride community. We don't. But that
We're still gonna make jokes.
that acronym is just
I'm
absurd.
not above
okay?
jokes, and neither are you.
That acronym is just absurd. I'm not saying all that. Like
I saw an interview where this lady basically said it's lesbians, gays, and bi. Everybody else is straight.
What?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, I am a penis-carrying male.
Here we go. Okay.
If I decided that Well, I guess not decided. If I came out and said that I am a transgender female now, and I am going to transition to female and date men, that's heterosexual intercourse, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, it technically is. Yeah, sure.
Right. So biologically, okay, maybe not. As far as what touches what and what goes where, sure, there's some logistical issues there. But if we are going to accept you in your new form that is female, and you date men or you seek to date men, then is that not?
Oh my God! This
how does that work for non-binary though? I mean, scientifically, obviously, that's
right. So I've been having to do a little research. So pansexual means you are open to a relationship with anything or anyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's just bisexual, no?
Okay, but see, they don't see.
So you're either into heterosexual intercourse, homosexual intercourse, or you are into bisexual intercourse. Those are your options.
I don't have an answer. I mean,
at the end of the day, man, identify with however you want to identify.
Yeah.
But when it boils down to it, you're either skins or shirts, buddy. Pick your team.
I'm gonna ask an ignorant question. Aren't there people out there that are asexual? Like they don't whatsoever?
Well, so then we just don't know if they are.
So yeah, well, you are
homosexual or bisexual because they are not sexual.
Yeah, so I believe you're right.
Fair enough.
See, me, like, I always thought asexual meant like you know how some cells are asexual, they reproduce with themselves, and
yeah,
like I always thought that's what that meant, but apparently it doesn't. So I don't know, but I think you're right.
We took another weird left turn. Let's talk about the Genesis.
Okay, I was going to say I didn't know whether we were talking about the Genesis or the. Okay, anyway,
it got weird. I feel like we needed some clarification because listen, whoever is listening, or will soon be listening, or when we make it big and we're on every platform doing 100,000 millions of views a week, we don't care who you have sex with. We don't care if you have an innie or an outie. Find what makes you happy and build meaningful relationships. That's all life. I just solved the question for you. We don't give a fuck, but we're still going to make gay jokes because it's funny. We think it's funny. We're going to keep doing it.
I thought the answer to life was 14. Was it 14?
42. An electrolyte.
42. Yes.
42. Yeah.
And electrolytes. What?
Yeah. Yeah. Find something that makes you happy, do it, and build meaningful relationships, and then die.
And don't worry what other people think. If it makes you happy, who cares about them?
Do what makes you happy as long as you're not hurting other people. That's it. That's easy.
That's funny because that's exactly how Ray justified buying a Genesis coupe.
That's correct. That's exactly right. Except that I feel like I hurt some of you from buying it in the first place because you guys were very, very upset that I even had this car and enjoyed it.
Oh, we weren't upset.
We were never going.
We were just having fun.
Oh, okay. Well, I was upset. Okay, so all right. So the Genesis Coupe first caught my eye before I knew anything about cars. So that if that gives you your answer as to why I wanted one so bad, okay, that's why.
Ignorance is no excuse.
But I still ended up falling in love with it because it's the car that got me into the car scene. I know I already explained this in our group chat, but I got it because it's what got me in the car scene, and I legitimately had fun driving that car. I mean, you can ask any Genesis Coupe owner; they will tell you that it's a fun ass car to drive, 100%.
And you had the 2
That was your first car, right?
And they will also tell you that it's the biggest piece of shit in the world because that's how Genesis Coupe drivers are, and that's how Hyundai owners are.
That's every car owner.
So,
every car
but
enthusiast
that's
thinks their car's a piece of shit.
especially Genesis Coupe owners. We will tell you it's the biggest piece of junk in the world. But it is
I've
the
owned
fun.
14 Volkswagens, and I hate every fucking last one of them.
But,
14.
but you still own one. That's the point. Is it not?
14. I'd buy another one. I hate that motherfucker.
There you go. I legitimately had fun in that car. I mean, it was my first manual too.
Was that your
terrifying.
first ever car?
Flesh.
No, my first ever car was. We tried to get this '92 Lexus SC400 running, and it never ran properly, so I got rid
That's
of that.
the 1UZ.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think
That's
that's
the
the
V8,
300.
right?
I think that's the 300. The 400 was the V8. I think. I can't
That
remember.
is the 1UZ.
Okay.
The SC300 got a natty 2JZ.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. Okay, so
Like the IS300.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
I thought the 1UZ was the V8. Was it?
Okay.
Go like this. Jiggle your head up and down like that.
If only Rodney were here to explain which one it is. But oh well. Anyway, so then we got rid of that one, and I had a '92 S10, and I wasn't into cars at the time, so I was like, I don't want that junk. I kind of wish I would have stuck with that, but whatever.
Fuck yeah,
so,
dude.
So then I got a 2008 Pontiac G6 hardtop convertible. I know I'm going to get made fun of for that one too. I just didn't enjoy it. So we got rid of that one. Then and here's probably where my villain story started. So then I got a 2013 Hyundai Elantra. And I liked it. Yeah, I know, man. I know.
It's like Boots and his Versa.
These were rough times.
Almost.
These were rough times. You have to understand that I didn't understand what was cool, and I thought that car was cool, and it wasn't. So anyway, that's when I got into my Genesis Coupe. Okay, that's where the villain story begins, and then you've known me since. So there you go.
It's sad to say, but I think that's a step up from the Elantra.
Yes.
It is. Honestly, like I've driven a buddy who he had a tuned 2-liter Jenny Coupe, and it was a fun car for the the little joyride that I took in it. I wouldn't say I would buy one, but
well, that's because you were in the 2.0.
That it was fun. My little sister
3.
and her husband have a one of the Stinger GTs. And
Nice.
Dude, that car's fucking fun too, man. I gotta dap them up, man. The car is a blast to drive.
I wanted one, but they just didn't have a manual option, and I know I'm not in a manual now, so I know that's a moot point now. But I did want one of those. But you need to drive a 3.8. I don't know if you've driven a 3.8 Gen Coupe. They drove it. I think Rodney drove it. I don't know if Will ever drove it. I don't think he ever did.
I think
he would never be caught dead.
I helped you get out of the 3-wheel situation in Helen.
Yeah. Jeremy, I don't know if you know about that. So the Gen Coupe I had was a base model, and the base model comes with an open diff. Well, bro, I'd be spinning tires on wet leaves, okay, on wet pine straw, okay. I got made fun of for that too. So, what happened in Helen is that the cabin that we all rented had a steep ass driveway. Like, I don't know if you remember the SpongeBob episode where he goes into like Atlanta or wherever, and like there's that steep ass like road that's like 90 degrees. That was like the driveway at this place, right? Anyway, so I tried getting it up there. It got up there fine. I tried backing out, and I had 3 wheels on the ground, and one was in the air. And the one in the air was doing this, and the one on the ground was doing this. You see my issue.
For anybody who doesn't know what an open diff does, we just got an animation via Ray.
There you go. The wheel with the least traction goes spinny, spinny, and the one with the most traction stays still.
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand you over Quattro. It's kind of hard to understand. He opened diffs, and I wouldn't, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think Jeremy's.
There you
I
are.
think he died.
Oh no, not again.
So anyway, while Jeremy is frozen in time, okay, we caught up now. Jeremy, you alive?
Maybe
I'm alive. I see me. It's
there we
definitely
go.
lagging on my end.
Okay.
I forgot to put quarters in my internet box before we started, so
Damn it.
That joke never gets old.
never does, never will.
Never does.
So essentially, the whole time in Helen, I got made fun of because of the spinny wheel.
To be expected, sure.
But that's kind of when I got peer pressured into buying the Euro. And I mean, legitimately, I had the car for over 4 years, so I was okay with getting something new. And then
And you're happy
since
with your
then,
A6?
I've been, I am now. I did go through a period where, like, I was heartbroken because, I always see my old Genesis Coupe rolling around, and I keep in contact with the dude who bought it, and it makes me cry every time I see it because I still miss it. But I have grown to love my A6, and I still plan on doing a lot with it. I'm poor. So, life of a car scene person. You're always broke.
If it makes you feel any better, I keep going back and forth on whether I want to sell the 330i. Like, you can ask these guys. It's like every week I'm like,
you better not. I'll fight you.
You can't fight. Don't be scared.
I can't fight, but I will find a way. I'll get Jeremy to fight you.
I'll buy the car.
I'll promise him. Hey, at least it'd be kept in the group, though. That would be the thing. So
okay, no, and then I'll just destroy it.
As long as, I was gonna say, as long as Boots doesn't buy it, I'm good.
Yeah, that's literally like sentencing it to death. It is to let Boots have one of your vehicles.
Board slide it against the median. If he can make it up there, the thing's too low.
Oh, he would turtle the fuck out of your car, dude. Just like upside down in the middle of the road, 100%. Or he'd back it out and hit somebody else's car coming out of his driveway. Take that, Boots.
Yeah. Of course he would.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. I know today.
Jeremy, what's your next car?
Dude, that's a solid question. So right now we have to get Jen into something else because her little Toyota Yaris is just not the answer. So, after that, man, I don't know.
Get a GR Yaris, man. Those GR Yarises look.
It's too small, man. We got to get something bigger.
And they're mad.
I catch a lot of shit for this in the group chat, but honestly, like
GR Corolla, bro.
That's still not worth the price versus the size upgrade. I was really into the idea of a Ford Maverick, but because that's what she's into, and frankly, I'll die on this hill. I think it's a rad mini truck, man. I grew up in the mini truck era, and I just think that shit's fucking cool, man. It just gives off hell of fucking mini truck vibes, and I fuck with it, man. Like the guys have already got them fucking bodied on 22s and fast lined and fucking like they're dope, dude. Like I'll never deny that. That's fucking cool, dude.
My only complaint is the driveline. That's the only thing that
it's
really
either an all-wheel drive Focus ST or it's a front-wheel drive fucking weird hybrid thing. And you either bought that weird hybrid thing because you wanted a fuel-efficient economy car that still retains a little bit of utilitarianism with the little short box on the back, so you can go fucking grocery shopping and yard sailing in your Maverick and still get 40 plus miles to gallon on the highway, or Give it fucking 18 months, and they're gonna be fucking. You're gonna see big turboed Mavies fucking on corn doing ignorant shit. Like it'll happen. It'll happen. As long as they don't put the same floating head that they put in the fucking STs and RSs, well, we'll be okay. Honestly, if we're going project car, like if I'm in a good place and the VA finally pays out, I don't know. You got me beat on that. The VA finally pays
I'm
on
still
my
waiting
back
on
pay.
appointments.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna back pay me to my separation date. So even if it takes another year, whatever. Okay, I'm still technically getting paid every month. It's just not going to me. It's just going to a super cool savings account that I can't access.
Well, I hope the same thing is happening for me, but
Well, fingers
at the
crossed,
same
man.
time, I'm like, yo, I need a little help here. It's like my last appointment was a month ago.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm hoping that it all pans out. Because I would really love an extra $44,000 a year tax free.
Sure.
I know a lot of people that work 50 plus hours a week and don't make that in a year. So for me to make that sitting on the couch is cool with me. But anyway, I want to get my fucking nose surgery so I can breathe because I have a deviated septum, and breathing I hear is pretty rad, but I don't do it very often. But no, man, as far as project cars, man, I'd love to get into a late 50s, early 60s Eldorado. Rodney, we don't know what that means. We basically just saw your thumb, and the end of it looked like it was chocolate dipped. So, there it is. For those of you watching on YouTube, we can see him, but you can't. But anyway, I would love to get myself into a classic caddy, man. That's just been a lifelong dream car of mine, hardtop or convertible. I don't care. I just want a 25-foot finned, fucking bagged on the fattest white walls on planet Earth, and a LS swap. You know, like that's for me, man. That's big pimping. That's the life for me, man. Or if we're going tuner, I've a couple episodes ago we really dug into the new 400Z. I'm really fucking into that car. It's so fucking retro JDM and fucking, and I'm a firm believer that you vote with your paycheck. Where you spend your money is what gets your vote. And I want to support Nissan for making such a rad fucking car, man. Like, I really do. I just want to support that energy. And so if I end up with a 400Z in a couple years, man, don't be surprised. The first Z car that I ever completely fell in love with, one of the delivery guys at the Pizza Hut that I worked at in high school had a twin turbo T-topped 300ZX, and that to me was like fucking brick, dude. Like, that was, the fucker had like a 2-pound flywheel. If you even sneezed at it, it would wrap the red line and like, it was the coolest fucking thing to me. And I needed one, and I've always been bricked up for the old Z cars. 350Zs didn't do it for me. I don't really fit in them, believe it or not. I know, crazy. The 370Zs are just a pig with lipstick. It's just a 350Z with sexier taillights.
I want to go back more.
You want like a 240 or 280Z, like a Datsun?
Yeah, those are sweet,
fitting in something. Dude, the door is big on those, and you can't get in and out. Well, you can. Ray and I sure as fuck can.
I know.
There's no chance. No shot.
The 300, man, that
I
thing
don't
was
know.
cool. The fucking even Lamborghini stole their headlights. It had T-tops, which was fucking rad, dude.
Yeah.
Had that classic long nose, short butt roadster. It was a manual, real world drive, twin turbo V6. Like that's what we want. If we're being honest, that's what the fucking 400Z is, right? It's just a modern, sexy 300ZX with modern tech, and it's styled after the 280Z more so. Gorgeous.
I'll say.
Gorgeous.
So I've got like four. Yeah, I can do math. I promise. I can do like I want like 4 different cars, right? So like if I got one from
Does your
like,
wife know all this?
in the
Because she's
past,
gonna
I
watch. You just know.
Shh.
Sarah, if you're watching,
No,
just know we're making
if
fun
I
of
could
him
fit
too.
in it, I would. If I could fit in it, I would get an S2000.
Oh, dude.
S2000s are fucking rad.
I
Coolest fucking
want
Honda
one.
ever. I fucking love them. They're so expensive now, which is insane, but they hold their value.
What is it?
They're so
like
cool.
SP2 or AP2 or whatever the second gen is?
AP1 and AP2.
Yeah, you can score one of those
yeah.
around 10 grand,
For about-
but I tried, bro. For me, it isn't the leg room or getting in and out, even though it's a small car. It's fuck, I couldn't do it. And I know they make custom brackets and stuff because when I had my Accord, I was really eyeballing the AP2s. But anyway, keep going.
So, moving on. So, I can't fit an S2000 width-wise because I'm a little bit chunky right now. Working on that, whatever. I'm deciding between GR Corolla or 400Z for like right now cars. And then if I wanted to get like the new shit, like top dog shit, probably Lotus Emira because they're so versatile.
I forgot about your Lotus obsession.
Emira is so cool. Or Evora, but Emira is just.
Why not just buy a Lexus?
Gorgeous.
If you're really into overpriced Toyotas, just.
When do you ever see a Lotus Emira rolling around town?
You don't.
Versus
People
Lexus,
generally make
right?
better choices than that. What's the
Anyway?
Give me 0 to 60 on that car. Do you know it off the top of your head?
It's 4 seconds ish, low 4s.
And you know that
Actually, the Evora was low 4 seconds. I don't know about the Emira. I don't know if it's faster or not. I actually didn't look into that.
All right, hang on. Let me check something out real quick. Hang on.
All right, let's check it out.
While we wait,
but no, I've been wanting an S2000 as well because the fastback hardtop for those, man,
it's
gorgeous,
dude. Those are dope,
Gorgeous.
aren't they? It's everything the Miata wishes it could be.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
100%.
As a previous Miata owner, I'd take an S2000 over any day.
You know how to spell Emira, right, Jeremy? It's E.
I don't need to. I'm gonna one better you. The 2022 Camry TRD runs the 60 in 4.8. How much better than a Camry are you?
Okay.
Weird, isn't it? It's awkward.
Let me prove you wrong real quick, and then we'll probably head off.
And go dollar for dollar on your weird little fucking shrunken coupe. Because I want to say it's the same driveline as the new Camry TRD Pro, which is, don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on the new Camry.
4.5.
They've come a long way. It's a sexy fucking car, but yeah, a lot of crickets over there. And on that bombshell, let's go ahead and wrap this episode up because we're just kind of bullshitting now.
Yep.
To sum it up, Ray, welcome to the podcast. We're glad to have you this week.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
It's been fun. We'll definitely keep you in mind anytime Boots conveniently makes a scheduling conflict on a day that we have a fucking podcast. But anyway, it's been fun, man. It's been cool. Thanks for hanging out with us, Will. Pleasure as always.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, man.
Don't sell the
thank you for inviting me,
330.
guys.
Let us at least destroy it first. And go from there.
Yes.
But, all right, y'all. Take care. We'll see y'all
man.
next week.
All right, friends.